person. As if we haven't already. Okay. My father always told me, no matter what you choose to do with this life, make sure you are the best at it. It took me $45,000 a year worth of NYU theater training to get where I am. Naomi, girl number 1514. I am not a phone sex operator. I am a fantasy conversation specialist. This is not for the faint of heart. This is for the wilted women who sit lined up in cubicles like vegetable stands, the bruised fruit, irate lesbians, the daughters of incest, bodies at all stages of bloat and decay on the line. They are California blondes, hits for days with a tongue so eager to please. They are brick-skinned and unimpressed. Commune in break rooms to compare notes on the latest sucker to blow his wife's paycheck on a little audio suck and blow, mister. I'm not gay, I just have this one fantasy. Darth Vader who calls in every once in a while just to breathe heavy. And the one we call Noose, who fakes his own death every time because the sound of a young woman crying gets him off. My father did not raise me like this, but Brooklyn's been babysitting, and she doesn't provide much warmth in the winter months. If you can't understand not eating for 2 days because you had to pay for textbooks, shoplifting tampons from Walgreens, and toilet paper from Starbucks, humiliation is not listening to 25-minute-a-day jerk off. Humiliation is having to pawn family heirlooms so that the rent check won't bounce again. If you can't understand that shit, then this shit is not for you. This is for the hand-me-down women who call in anonymous tips when one of their own ends up in a suitcase underneath a bridge in the Bronx to make sure her son receives her final paycheck and her boyfriend is time for his crime. I just thought you might like to know the truth about us, about me. Hello, my name is Eboni. I have a severely distorted sense of self-worth. I'm working on it. I don't do this because any part of it turns me on. I just can't hold a job for longer than 3 months because I'd rather stand mouth to mouth with a mic than fight check to check any day. When I love like a brick through a window without any regard for who might be sleeping inside. I speak sometimes when I should be listening, but when I'm listening, I hear everything. And that's what makes me sexy. And that's what made me good at that shit. The best. And that's all my father ever asked for out of me, anyway. My mother would be proud. Somewhere she's crying softly into a pillow. So we decided that since we love each other's work so very much, that we were going to trade poems. So I'm going to do a piece by Jeanne Verlee, but because I'm vain, it's a piece by Jeanne Verlee that is written about me. Because she happens to think I'm awesome, and some days I think I'm awesome. Today is one of those days, so very awesome. This is Folklore by Jeanne Verlee for Eboni Hogan. As legend would have you believe, she has massacred no fewer than 14,000 men, skinned each alive with her teeth, feasted, detangled their bones by hand, sucked the marrow, then burned what remained in an old camp stove she kept hidden under the sink. There's tell of 600 shades of lipstick in her medicine cabinet, her armoire crammed with charm bracelets strung with the toes of past lovers, and in her closet, enough pairs of lace-up shit-kicker boots to shoot an army. They say she keeps cages of live fowl, peacocks, parakeets, and wild turkeys, just to have fresh plucked feathers for her hair. Read somewhere that she tattoos herself. Sewing needles dipped into the ass ends of ballpoint pens because she says it tickles. They say she sometimes douses herself in bourbon, sets her dresses aflame, walks the streets of Fort Greene at night like a beacon for young girls with broken hearts, tells them burn, reminds you that you're living. Found 2,000 used butane lighters in a tin under her bed, a pile of charred silk stashed behind a bookcase. Recently rumored to have migrated to the Midwest, After the epidemic of New York cab drivers' mutilations abruptly ceased. Seems each refusal for Brooklyn earned a severed ear or tongue. They say she once twisted a driver's head clean from his shoulders, loaded his parts in the trunk, and drove herself home. Say she painted the cab mermaid green, welded gold fins to the roof. Say you can hear its bones rattle from the back each time the car hits a pothole. True story. Read in the Times that she was spotted in Chicago 5 weeks back, some open mic, listening to friends recite love poems, when a cell phone went off. She left the room in one pounce, removing the culprit's eyeballs with a toothpick from her martini. She swallowed the orbs whole and calmly excused herself, as in return. Last report, she saved some girl in Queens. Some silly young thing playing with straight razors, slumped over in a tub with her neck opened wide. While she broke in through the window, sutured the wound, bathed the girl by hand with hot sponges, handed her a cigarette. Say the two toasted over glasses of scotch, started plotting the murder of a Los Angeles man. Some rumor of back talk.
Better out of your mouth. I was like, oh, well, I did make this. So, all right, we're like, I'm going to bludgeon you. I'm going to read a poem that I wrote. Another poem. I'm not really going to beat anyone, I promise. I wrote this for Eboni a couple of years back. We were both brokenhearted and angry, and we took each other out on Valentine's Day because you don't want to sit at home alone, so you go out and drink wine publicly and make asses of yourself publicly. That's what you do. And so that is exactly what we did, and this is a poem of it. This is titled How Eboni and Jeanne Do Girls' Night, titled Carnivores. She is the prettiest thing New York City has seen since Christmas. It's 2:38 a.m. We have matching boots. Swirl cheap red wine between half-glossed lips, jab bent forks into hard falafels. The night is ready to end its shift. A plump waitress wears the city's tightest electric pink sweater, a valentine for her beloved. Two Marines wink from February's side of the glass. A king cockroach lies wait in the ladies' room sink. The swordfish on the butcher block is looking for its gullet. It's raining below. Our construction paper heart soaks all the way through. It's 2:38 a.m., and I am stuffing her with confession. She sucks the fat, licks her fingers. I am gutted, and we are ravenous, eating with our hands. Slurp, chew, gnash, gluttons. Soon, the bar and the second bottle are empty. I watch her take the dull blade of a table knife to her chest, my jaw hanging loose like a broken screen door swinging in a summer monsoon. She slices straight through her breast, breaks off 2 ribs, sets them on her plate, blood rivering through the hummus. She takes my hand, jabs my curious fingers into the wound. I dig in hard, all the way up to my elbow. She doesn't even wince. The cooks across the room scorch something that once was alive. The pink waitress brings us each a free glass of whatever wine is left, and extra napkins to mop up the pooling red spill for love.